I am so excited for tonight's call with my brother Luke. And first of all, I just want every single one here to give it up for Luke, that smashing Sherman just a couple of days ago. And I am so grateful that he's taking his time right now to jump on tonight's call, because the things he have achieved in a so short period of time. I remember talking to Luke the first time. It was like end of April, beginning of May, like 2021 or something like that. So like, yeah, 2 year. Yeah, 2021, 2022. When was Barcelona? I don't even remember the years anymore. After Barcelona convention, was it 2022 or 2021? 2022, even more crazy. That's like insane. Yeah, I met him 2022 in like April. It's like 1.5 years ago for the first time, and he was a P2K, and he was actually struggling on P2K. Like he called me, like we got connected on the event, and we started to follow each other on afterwards on Instagram, and then he reached out to me, and we were going to take a call. I saw he had a crazy feed, and yeah, he was actually struggling on P2K back then, like 1.5 years ago, and we had an amazing call. We got more and more connected. We built our friendship stronger and stronger. He got connected more of my leaders. He got connected more of you guys in Richard Young. He did some calls for us. I did some call for them. And he has showed that he's here for the entire company. He's not just here for his organization. He's here for every single one that can benefit from the information he sits on. And now, less than 1.5 years later, he's a Chairman 10. The first Chairman 10 from Netherlands. And it's just insane to see. I think he actually reached, if I'm not wrong, bro, you have 1,000 plus people in your organization right now, or pretty close to right now. And it's so insane to see what you have created from being struggling on P2K when we had the first call to now smashing Chairman, and you will smash it on stage in Budapest. And I know, bro, it's been some tough months through you. I know you've been going through things. I know life been against you, and you have showed that you're here no matter what's happening. And that's just something that inspired me so much. And I think that's what will inspire so many people. I know you've been exhausted now the last weeks after so many calls, so many late nights. Like you've been up to 4, 5, 6 in the morning on the different offices around Netherlands, and you just been grinding and just building leaders all over Europe. And I'm just so grateful that you can jump on here, brother. So I am so excited. I will just add the spotlight with you. And once again, bro, thank you so much for taking your time. As I said, I know you are exhausted after the Sherman grind, and I can understand it. I remember after my P5K grind, like those 2 weeks, it was intense. It was early morning, late nights, on and on and on and on. So I can feel you. Like I haven't hit that Sherman yet, but I'm coming with you, bro. I will be on stage with you in Budapest. But I know that it can be some tough weeks before a major rank up, and I know that just showing even more the leadership you sit on, that you're taking your time and showing us your love for the company, and that you're here with not even benefiting anything from it. That is showing the love you have for this entire company. And this is home, everyone. I will leave it over to you, Luke, now. And once again, thank you, bro, for taking your time and jumping on.
Much love, bro. Much love. I really appreciate it. I didn't call a lot with you yet because fairly guys, I'm going to be honest. First of all, I'm grateful for sure. But I'm just going to be super honest because I went to Ibiza 2 or 3 weeks ago because I was really feeling bad. I've been working towards my chairman for such a long time. Just before Rotterdam, I was super close. Just before Zagreb, I was super close. And every single time I got pushed away from it, pushed away. And sometimes you're sitting at home, and I would recommend, by the way, everyone, I'm going to do another training. I'm going to do much more storytelling, but it's not always the biggest nuggets that are in the trainings. It's always the biggest nuggets that are in the stories, right? So make sure that you have your notes ready to take notes. But sometimes inside of this business and inside of life, I've had moments where I was sitting, at home, and I was watching the window, and I just saw this fly going against the window, and it kept going, and I was like, bro, can't you freaking see that you can't go through it? But it was so determined by going through that window that at some point it died. And that's actually the same thing that happened with me. Two weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I went to Ibiza to take some rest. And when I took my rest, I got burned out, to be honest. I was burned out. I needed 13K left for my chairman 10, and I started reading and taking care of myself. And 2 weeks later, after I took a rest, I didn't I haven't taken a call, guys. Like yesterday was the first call I did in 3 weeks. The first call, because I couldn't do any calls. This is the second. I couldn't do any calls because I was so exhausted of all the work I've been putting in for literally 2.5 years. So y'all know me as the biggest energy guy ever. I don't have that much energy. So I just want to share with you. I ain't no bitch, okay, in the end of the day. But I just wanted to share it with you to be realistic, because my mentor Barjan always said to me, Luke, you have to be a transparent leader, because otherwise people think you're a robot. And I can honestly say, like, I don't have a lot of energy today. I haven't done anything on the business. Last couple of days it was hard because I just worked so hard for it. But in the end of the day, it's all worth it. It's all worth it every single second. But the first nugget that I want to give you guys is never lose your health. Your health is your wealth. Trust me, I promise you. Because if you're feeling physically bad, you're feeling mentally bad. If you're feeling mentally bad, you cannot work on a business. But it's crazy, right? Two weeks straight, guys. I didn't do a single call. I didn't do anything. I watched movies and I hit my chairman. And now you're gonna be like, oh, this is not inspiring and stuff. But the nugget that you can take from that is, it doesn't matter what happens inside of this business. When you work hard for something, you will always get what you deserve. And I deserve to get it. I deserve to get it. I was just working too hard. I was working too hard. I was grinding too hard. You know why? Because I wanted it so bad. And at some point, I wanted it so bad that God was like, bro, don't you just have the faith that you can just take some rest, take some time for yourself, and I will give it to you? And that's what actually happened. But most people look at what I do right now, taking the cold plunges, sleeping well every single night. But let's just take it back to the beginning, right? Because Emil just said it. I went on a call with Emil. I was a P2K back then. Me, my mentor, and Niels, he's now a P5K. My mentor is still P2K. Just imagine, my mentor is a P2K. He has an organization of 1,100 people, which is freaking crazy. His time will come. You will see his P5 chairman 10, chairman 25, very fast after one another. But I was not stuck at P2, but I almost hit P5,000 in 1 year, exactly 1 year. I almost hit P5,000 exactly in 1 year. I ended up with 260 team partners, and I'm going to go into that deeper. But I didn't have a P5K upline. Well, I had one, which was Anthony and Jurgen, but they were all always in different countries, and Barjan as well. So I was the one that had to take the initiative to connect with some other P5s, and I know I went to Barcelona, and I saw Sweden and I saw Germany. I was like, we're just these little motherfuckers out there. We're nothing, right? I thought I was the guy being a P2K back then. Then I saw a line of, I think, 160 P2000s. I was like, I ain't shit. I definitely ain't shit. But I have to become a chairman for sure inside of the Netherlands, because we didn't have a P5. So I was like, I'm going to reach out to Philip. I'm going to reach out to Emil. And I want to thank everyone inside of this call for inspiring my organization. I want to thank Emil for everything he has done, but all the P2Ks as well. For example, Anwar. Sometimes people don't have to share the biggest value to change your life. Sometimes people just have to be, right. You just have to be that person that sometimes just present with you, that just shares a lot of good energy. And for example, if I ask my girls in my organization, we went to a super Saturday with 700 people. I remember when I got started, there was one girl that stood up. Now it's 60% girls in our organization. If I ask all my girls, who are you inspired by? They say Helen, 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 Helen. Or it's either Sarah, right? Or Melinda. Like they're following all of you guys. So that's why I was talking about there's no different thing in teams and stuff. It's just you do it together. It's just y'all effort are young, we have for the people. But just understand, never have this ego of not working together with a different country because you can learn a lot from multiple different people. So I want to start with gratitude for sure because I also said in my story, without the help of Ilya Zubik's, Guillaume Plus, and all these different chairmen, I could have been at this place. And I'm just super grateful that I can share this information because, honestly, I don't see myself as the guy. Like, I get so freaking, how do you say it, uncomfortable when people like give me a lot of recognition and stuff because I'm still like I look up to Emil. I still look up to this guy because what he did for me, I was stuck at P2. I didn't know what the heck I had to do. He gave me all the information. I hit P5 and then I just pushed through. Like I remember, I think the moment when I started talking to him, I had an organization of 190 people. Now it's more than 1,000 people. So, bro, I really appreciate you. I cannot wait for you to hit your chairman and be on stage together in Budapest. So, guys, I would say drop some love in the chat for your super resilient leader. I really appreciate this, man. And also Philip for sure. I don't know if he's on the call, but anyway, let's get straight into it because I'm not going to do the call too long, just for my health. But yeah, I want to start the call off, and I really want to share with you guys the road to chairman because for me, I think I was always most inspired by stories from people, right? You can share all the skills and all the information, but when you can relate to something, that helps me. It helped me much more. Okay, so that's why I wanted to share it. So as you can see, my flyer, there's a whole story behind my flyer, and I want to get into that a little bit more because before I got started with this business. As you can see, I was a ugly ass boy working at Snipes. I was selling shoes, and back then I think I was 18 years old, right? This was something I did for my school, so I had 4 days of working, one morning of school. But like my mentor got really emotional when he edified me for my chairman. But like my ex-girlfriend, the whole system, school, everything around me, it cut me off. Life completely cut me off, guys. I was always being called the dumbest guy. They always said I was dumb. They always said I was, you know, I was too. I don't know how to say it, but like very busy. I don't know how to say it in English, to be honest, but like screaming all the time. You know what I mean, right? But I was just being myself. And I had all these different abilities inside of myself, all these things I was good at. But school only looked at, hey, if you can learn certain information, then you are a smart person. And I was like, inside of this business, right now I'm making more than 50K, 15K a month, right? With trading and all that stuff. It took me 2 years and 10 months to get here. Is there any freaking school you can do for 2 years and 10 months and you can make the same amount of money, have it location free, time free? You have all these people you're impacting. I'm like, and back then I was already thinking about that because it was hard for me. I just couldn't learn, guys. I just couldn't learn. And it messed up my whole freaking subconscious mind. So for any person on this call, if somebody tells you inside of your school that you're dumb, you won't make it, maybe your teachers tell you, I always said one thing. I don't know if I can curse, but I always said in my mind, fuck them. I also was like, there will be one moment where I will show them what I can do because I am a very smart guy. I'm a really smart guy. I understand this business. I understand people. I understand the markets, right? And that's the thing. The system, guys, write this down. We are born to win, but we are being programmed to lose. And I understood that on a very, very early age because it was like, bro, all these mathematics stuff, I will never use this shit. Never. It's bullshit. I don't need to know when Napoleon did his freaking wars and shit. I don't care. You know what Hitler did? I don't care. That's just the honest truth. We're living in a world, in a society. Most people think it's normal. Yeah, but bro, you need the basics in school. Okay, I want my doctor to go to school. Okay, I want him to get the right information. I ain't gonna let somebody do my surgery out of some YouTube videos, right? But still, if people want freedom, if people want to build the life of that they want to live, you can go for it. And I think IM is the school of life, right? IM is that place where you can get the right information. Ida talks about this so much. Is IM is a place where you get the right information that can change your life. Back then, I was playing high level sports for a very long time, and I was already a leader back then because I had a position. I was playing handball, been playing against Sweden a lot of times. I really didn't like Sweden before, guys, because I always lost. So I still love you guys, but it was always, the guy with the Philip hair, the long hair and these beards and blonde beards and stuff. And I was like, fuck, they're always winning. But anyway, so yeah, I was playing high level sports. I didn't get paid for anything, but I was good at it and I loved it. I love the things, I wasn't smart, but the things I could focus on that I love to do, I would kill them, right? Then after that, next to that, I was selling shoes. So I made a bunch of money selling shoes, but I had this mindset like, hey, I, you know, and that's just the honest truth, right? I'm just going to be honest. This is all me. If you don't like what I say, I don't care. If people buy all these different things like designer, most people that buy the most designer are the most broke people most of the time because I was only buying that. And most people that buy designer, they're super insecure because they only want to buy the designer to get validation from other people. So please, guys, use your money wisely. Very important. So as you can see, this was 2019, 2020, and then in 2020, in the end, it was the 31st of December. Just look at this. This is what I posted on my story. Been a rough year, learned a lot and seen a lot. Got some big plans for 2022. I didn't know what IM was. I didn't know anything about business. I never met somebody from IM, nothing. This is just something that I got in my mind and I just put it on my story. Why? Because in 2020 September, I fell into a depression because I had a very bad relationship because of COVID. I couldn't work anymore at Snipes. I couldn't play handball anymore. So everything fell away from me. And that's the thing. They always guarantee you're going to have a job. They guarantee you everything. But then the virus comes and is like, the system doesn't give a shit about you. The government doesn't give a shit about you. We all know that, right? So back then I was like, you know what? 2021, I'm going to change my life. How? I don't know. So one of the niggas that I want to give you guys is the how doesn't matter. The how never matters. It never matters how you're going to do it. It just matters why do you want certain things in life? Why do you want to change? Why do you want something else than the life that you have right now? So four key points that I learned even looking back now, but that I learned before I started with IM because I started the 16th of January in 2021. But first of all, everything starts with a decision. It always starts with a decision. And yesterday I was in very high energy on the call, but I'm gonna keep it very short. But can I be honest on this call? Like drop a one in the chat if I can be honest. Because then I will be honest, okay? Perfect. Right. I made the decision multiple times. And that's the thing. A decision, you don't make a decision once. A decision is something you make every single morning, every single night you make a decision to go for this business 100,000%. Because if you want what I have, you should do the same things that I did, right? Because if you do what most people don't do, you will have what most people don't have. Because I made decisions, guys, that most people wouldn't be able to make because I started this business the 16th of January. And my mentor told me, he said, Luke, there's a very important thing I should tell you. You have your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change. If you have both of them, 10 out of 10, you will become successful. And I said, okay, tell me what I have to change. And he said, bro, you're working a job, you're going to school and all this stuff. Where are you doing that school for? I was like, yeah, for the paper, for my mom. Okay, are you doing it for yourself or for your mom? Yeah, only for my mom. But what is it that you want? I said, I want to become chairman 10. No matter what happens, I don't care. He said, okay, bro, if you get to P600 in 2 weeks, I give you 500 euros. You can quit your school, quit your job, quit your sports. We're going all in. I'm going to get you to chairman. I said, let's do it. In 2 weeks, I was P600. I got 500 euros from him. I bought myself a scooter. I went to the office every single day. I quit my job. I quit my school. I quit everything around me, all the bad friends. And that's where my journey started. That's literally where my journey started. And some people inside of this business, they still say they're all in, but to be honest, they're not all in. And I don't say quit your job. I don't say quit your school. I don't say it. Okay. You don't have to do it. But if you're in your second class, you have to do 4 years, and you say, hey, bro, I want the paper just for my mom. I'm going to do shit with it. Then you're going to fuck up 2 years of your life being in school, doing it for nothing, right? And that's the thing that I had to do. Sometimes, guys, you have to do the things that are very scary, and you have to listen to your heart, because my heart told me that I wanted to do this business. I want to change the world. I listened to that, right? But success is not it's not always rational thinking, guys. Success is something really weird, to be honest. It's something really weird. You have to be fucking insane. To be honest, guys, you have to be crazy to be very successful. And it's a hard road, right? But if you take the hard road, you have an easy life, right? If you take the easy road, you have a hard. It's just a decision that you make. So after this call as well, just make the decision. Just take me as an inspiration. I'm not the cool guy, okay? I don't want to be the cool guy. I just want to be the guy that can inspire, the guy that comes from Snipes, earning 400 euros a month, being depressed, being suicidal, having very negative thoughts every single day, having no friends anymore, to becoming one of literally the first chairman 10 in Netherlands, impacting more than 1,000 people, being an inspiration for others. That's what changed my life. And understand that you are the author of your life. You write the script every single day, however you want it to be. But it takes time. The difference between here and there is the T, and it's time, right? That's very important. So, hold on. So, just understand, okay? A new chapter in my life just started, right? And this was the office that we had. So understand, when I started this business, this was the office that, I don't know if you hear the sound, hopefully not, because it's a loud ass sound, but this was the office that we had, right? So it was like, it was big. It was pretty freaking big, right? But when I made the decision to go on, because that's the thing, you have 2 days inside of the business. The first day when you start, and the second day is when you really decide to go all in. Because you just think about it, just write down your life. What's the best thing that could happen if it all works out? And what's the worst thing that can happen? You know, I'm like, I can't show you, but it's on my door. It was the 16th. No, it was the 16th of March 2021. I made a contract with myself saying the next 5 years I will be inside this business and I will become a chairman 10 no matter what. If I quit this business, I have to donate 50,000 euros to charity, right? But that's the thing, right? If we look at closing, if we look at all these things that happen inside of the business, just an example, okay? So some people, they do one-on-one calls, they do prospecting and all that stuff, and when they get on a call with a person says like, I don't know, like I don't know if I can take this step. I don't know if even if it's a member, I don't know if I want to go all in. You know, some people get certain objections in closings because they haven't closed themselves on the objection. And that's the same thing with this business. You want to have the results of the people that go all in, but you're not all in, right? All in mentality is something that that's just, it's printed in my mind the first year inside of I am. Guys, I didn't do anything else than I am. I didn't do anything else than I am, because Joey Wilson said something in my one of my first 3 months when I was in this business. He said, you get what you obsess about. If you are obsessed with something, you will get it at some point. But it will be a whole process to get there, because sometimes God gives you a vision, but the vision God gives you is the end goal. In between, it's dark, but that's the process to get you there, right? And you have to trust that process. So I got started. I had P150. I also had P600. I started somewhere, right? I started with the basic videos, but it was just that all-in decision that changed everything for me. But the most important thing for me to get to P600 very fast and have a lot of big results actually in the first couple months is, it's super simple. Show me your schedule. I will show you your future. This business, guys, it requires a lot of hard work. My mentor always told me, he said, Luke, this business is a plane. The plane has to get up first, and when it starts flying, it will go on flying, but it's hard to get it up first. But you have to work for it. I worked my butt off. I worked my butt off. But for me to get to a lot of results wasn't only the hard work, it was the right work, right? Because you can be like a person that says like, hey, I'm working really hard, but are you really being productive or are you being active? I was the most coachable guy ever. Most coachable guy ever. And you should be the most coachable person. Just find a I remember when I listened to your Wish Show comment. I hope you all listen to it as well. It's on Spotify from Kevin Thoreau. And he says, find somebody, who do you listen to? Find the person that has what you want and do the exact same thing as they say to you that you have to do. That's just what I did. And that's just one of the most simple things, right? My training, this call, it's not the secret stuff, guys, that brought me here. It's the super simple stuff. But you have to ask yourself, what is your willingness to learn? What is your willingness to accept change? If Melinda says something to you, if Emil says something to you, if Simon Widblom says something to you, what are you doing with what they're telling you? Are you just being like, oh, they're my mentor, yeah, they have some results, or are you being freaking hungry to get the same results? Because when you get to a point where you're working hard, right, having the right mentor, being coachable, doing exactly as they say, they have to create the five. I call it always the five. The five people around you are the most important people inside of your journey. You have to have five people around you that have the same vision as you and want it as bad as you. I had a lot of guys that I didn't want to have in my five because I wanted it more bad than them. First, I had this guy. His name was Ahu. I had him in the five. We called it back then the five, and he got kicked out because he was sleeping 8 hours a night. And we said, bro, if you're sleeping 8 hours a night, that's 1/3 of your life. Get the fuck out. That was my mentality. Now you can say, bro, that's hard. You can't do that. I mean, you know, I'm Chairman 10. He's working in a job right now. Guys, your mentality always says how bad you want certain things. And then it actually gets super simple when you have the right mentor, when you submit to the mentor, we have the right work ethic, the right environment. Our success formula that we have in our organization is you attend everything, you apply all the information, and you will achieve it. It's that simple. We have 9 offices. People attend the office every single day. We have Super Saturdays. We attend the Super Saturdays. We have conventions. We attend the conventions. And then we apply the information and we achieve the same stuff. So after this call, ask yourself, if you would send me a screenshot of your schedule, what do you think I will tell you? And you might have a job. I had a job the first 1 or 2 months as well, because the lockdown was gone again. And I was working from Monday to Thursday. I was playing handball every single night. And I only had 30 minutes in the beginning. And in the beginning, I only had 30 minutes in the bus every single day. But then I was like, okay, I only have 30 minutes in the bus, so I'm going to wake up 2 hours earlier to have more time for the business. That was the mentality that I have. I separated myself because, just like I said before, if you do what other people are not willing to do, you will get what other people don't have. So I attended everything. I attended the office every single morning. I was at the office at 8 a.m. At 8 a.m. And I left the office every single day at 2, 3, or 4 a.m. Every single day for almost a straight year, guys. For almost a straight year. And some people, they work 2 hours a day and they ask me why they don't get the same results. So what happened is I didn't become a P1, right, in my first 9 months, which was, for me, it wasn't bad because back then, we didn't have any really P1s. My mentor was the only P2K back then in the Netherlands. And I remember my mentor told me, he said, Luke, because I was living off of P600, guys. I quit my job, I quit school, everything. I was living off of P600. I had a lot of things I had to, buy every single month because I had to pay everything for in the house because my parents don't make a lot of money, right? Because of Chairman 10, by the way, I'm now right now able to retire my mom, for example. But back then, I was earning first $400 a month. Right now, then I was earning $600 a month with being a P600. But I remember in my 9th month, my mentor told me something again, and he said, "Bro, there is an event in Portugal. It was just a Portuguese event, and he said we have to go there." And I said, "No, bro, I can't because I only have €4." I had €4 to my name after being 9 months in his business. 9 months in his business. Like I was surviving every single month. Every single month I was surviving. And I remember he told me to go to the event. I said, "Bro, I don't have the money." He said, "Bro, you can never use money as an excuse to not make more money." And I thought, okay, that makes sense. I have to be coachable. What is my coachability? What is my willingness to learn? So I went to my dad. He gave me the money. I went there. And you know what the funny thing is? There, from the 16 speakers, there was 2 speakers that were speaking English. The rest of them were Portuguese. And I didn't understand a single, I didn't understand anything. It was hard, but I saw for the first time 3,000 people in the arena. I'm going to play the video. 3,000 people in the arena. And this video, I don't know if you can hear the sound, but we say, "Ya soy un chairman." We said, "Oh, I am a chairman." And I don't know what it was. I made this story and said, "Give my team 2 to 3 years and we will become chairman." And it switched something. It made me get to this desire again, right? It gave me so much because I had to work a job again right after this event because I had to pay back my dad. And I fell into depression as well again. You know what the funny thing is? I had 9 team members in my 9th month, right? In September. In October, I became a P1000. First Super Saturday, I was recognized as a P1000 with 40 team partners. 1 month later, I had an organization of 160 people. And 2 months after that, I had an organization of 260 team partners. And then I really realized that everything changes as long as you're just consistent and as long as you attend events. Trust me, events are the biggest life changer that you will ever you couldn't even imagine what an event could do to you. It's not about the information that I got it because I didn't understand everything from it. I was a P600. I had a photo with Jason Brown and Jay Awal. A couple weeks ago, I was a P5000 having a photo with AWOL again. And I was like, damn, it just changed because I made the decision again. And that's the thing with most people for Budapest. Honestly, in my opinion, I had some members in my organization. They asked me for a call a couple weeks ago. If people don't have a Budapest ticket, I ain't doing a coaching with them because you are not taking this business serious if you don't have your ticket yet. Because those are the places where you learn from every single person that literally has what you want, literally has what I want. And I've never, ever not attended an event. This was our first Super Saturday being physical. My first 9 months, I only had online because it was COVID back then, right? This was the first physical event. You know, from this photo, there's only 3 people left, for example, you know, but I had almost like 3 or 4 team partners here with me. Last Super Saturday, you know, I had almost 600 team partners with me at our Super Saturday. And so just everything changed, guys. This shit didn't came overnight, right? Nothing happens overnight. But if you work hard in some night, it will happen. But you have to trust the process, right? Some people are just always comparing themselves with so many other people, guys. Look at I was uglier than a motherfucker. Holy shit. Like I was super skinny, right? I was broke as a joke, but I just had a vision in my mind and I always stuck to that vision. So you can, ask yourself like, how did that all happen, right? Because I remember back then was November. I had P2000. I created at the end of the year, it was like 3 or 4 P1000s, multiple P6s, whatever it was. We literally blew up with ranks. Right here, I had it on my wall: P2000, P5000, Chairman 10. They're all done. We had a different event with like 6 or 7 people. But how did I do everything? It was just hard work ethic, to be honest, guys. I worked my butt off. You can see it right here. I had to go with my scooter. Like I know in Sweden it's cold as hell, but Netherlands can be cold as well. Trust me, it's really cold. I had to go with my scooter every single day, 40 minutes going to the office and going back to my home every single day from 8 a.m. to maybe 3 or 4, whatever it was. So then you can just see like I've always been working hard, guys. Nights long, I've been working hard. I was visualizing it all the time. I was being productive. And that's the question you should ask yourself. Like, sometimes I see, P600 or P1000 going on vacations in their first year. I didn't do that. You know what the funny thing is? I haven't been to one of my birthdays from any family member for my first almost 2 years. Why? Because if you don't sacrifice what you love for a short period of time, what you love will become the sacrifice. I've never been to any meeting or chilling, whatever you want to call it, with my mom, because I said to her one thing. I said, one day I will retire you. And now after 2 years and 10 months, I was being able to do that. And some people say, like, but bro, just 1 hour with your mom, that couldn't harm you, right? That couldn't harm your future. No, it's that 1 hour that changes everything. It's those 2 or 3 hours at this stupid ass party from one of your best friends that can change everything, because God is always watching and is always looking to see how bad do you really want to become successful? How bad do you really want to change your life? Some people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, right? But they underestimate what they can do in 5 to 10 years, guys. I honestly, if you work this business 5 to 10 years, I can almost guarantee you becoming a chairman 10, or either a go life educator, whatever it is that you want to do, 6-figure trader. 5 to 10 years. But that's the thing, right? Nowadays, if you go on the streets and you give a person a diamond and you say, like, here is a free diamond, they're not going to take it from you because they're scared, right? They're scared. If I would say to some person, like, hey, work hard in this business and you'll guarantee chairman 10, still they're not going to make it. Why? Because it's just this mentality, guys. It's just a mentality. Do you think Kobe Bryant was like in the morning, like, oh, I don't feel like it, I'm not gonna, play basketball? No, he was like, you know what? I don't feel like it. Let's do an extra hour, right? And that's just what you want. What do you want really in life? What is it you really want to create? You know what I want? I want to be a legend inside of this industry. I want to become one of the biggest inside of this industry. I want to become, and I will be, the biggest personal development speaker inside of this world, right? And thinking big is super important, but in the end of the day, it's not about what you say, it's about your feet. I always talk with my feet, because Matt Rose actually and Joey Wilson sent me a video for my chairman recognition, and they said you walk the talk, and I think that's the most important thing, right? This just showed me that I worked my butt off to get there, and don't think it comes easy, because it doesn't come easy, right? But it's hard, it's hard being up late. It's hard to, you know, cry every single night at the office, feeling bad. But you know what's hard? Being 70, 80, or 90, sitting on the couch with a fat ass belly because you drink too much beer or wine, whatever it is that you done, sitting there with your fat husband or fat wife, having all these bills that you can't pay. That's hard. That's a hard life for me, because that's what I don't want, right? You have to figure out for yourself, what is it that you don't want? Please make sure, guys, to do this exercise. Write down everything that could happen wrong, and write down everything that could happen when everything goes right. I think that's so important. That changed everything for me. I've been working on that for hours and hours and hours to make sure that I had it in front of my face. And then I was like, damn, my worst case scenario isn't that bad anymore, right? So, four very important things is understand that struggles are always blessings, right? I had to work a job again. I was depressed. I've had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of depression multiple times inside of this business. But everything happens for you, not to you. If that didn't happen, I would never have this why that I have right now. I would never have this fire that I have right now. So you have to trust the process. Always share the chairman vision. Second point. Why? Because if you share the chairman vision, why you want it, people will follow you for that. I didn't want to become chairman to be a chairman 10. I wanted to become chairman 10 to help 500 people and change the world. That's the vision that I had. I want to share the consciousness that I have with this world to really change it. Because there are so many people right now that are getting diseases from stress, the stress they get from their job, right? There are so many people that are being depressed. There are so many people that have anxiety. There are so many people that are living a really bad life at this moment. There are so many diseases, guys, that are caused by bullshit food that are in the stores right now, McDonald's, for example. But you know, the government doesn't care. They only want money. So if they have a system, right, against us, then what I want to do is be against them, right? I want to give people a place where they can say like, hey, I don't want that life. I don't want to be in that kind of system. I want to change everything for myself and take control over my life, right? So work your ass off and understand that events change everything. Events literally change everything. I remember there was this chairman, yeah, it was Matt Rosa, and he was writing something, right? He was writing this blog, and he said like every single event it gets cuts in half, right? It gets cuts in half, and the half of the room in Barcelona wasn't there in Zurich, and half of Zurich wasn't there. And at some point, if you keep going, you will be there on stage. And that happened to me right now. I will be on stage in Budapest. But I understood that events were super important because it spiritually changes everything. It's a gas station. It's literally a gas station, right? So my second year, Super Saturdays that we had back then were always on Zoom. And I wrote it down right here. It's not about what I said right here, freaking 1 hour meditation. I don't know what I was doing, but anyway. But yeah, I said it. I said, think, talk, walk, speak, and act like a chairman. I was so obsessed with it. I was because some people right now are like, oh yeah, Luuk is German. Okay, nice. That guy already achieved it. This is hard for me to believe that I can do it as well. If you would even know how I was inside of this business the first year, the first couple months, I was one of the like I was a child, literally a child, running around, right? I was cursing all the time, still super like um I wasn't developed as a real guy, right? As a man. I was always a boy. But you know, at some point I understood that when I look back right now, for example, you just saw Julia in the back. She's a P2000, almost the first P5000 lady in the Netherlands. You know, Lieke being a P2000. Niels, I have 3 P5000s in my organization. I have 14 P2000s in my organization. I can't even count how many P1000s I have. But you know, some people say like, how did you do that? I I think it's just very simple. You get what you deserve, guys. You get what you deserve, and you always attract who you are. You attract who you are. I always attracted people that had the Aoi mentality. I always attracted people that also wanted to go chairman and really make something out of this business, right? You know, and I just started seeing more results. You know, much more people in my team to Super Saturday. Then it was a bigger team. It started growing. And the funny thing is, after I think this is after 1 year and 2 months, I also had a team in Italy. I had a P1000 almost in Italy. You can see it right here. I had an office even in Italy. And then you could just see like how fast this business can change, how really fast this business can change. Because I worked hard for it, but this is just a couple of photos, guys. You don't see the hour-long coachings that I do. Judah was unranked right here. I had so many people that were unranked. I had to build these people. Okay, this business is a cocktail of a lot of different things you need to develop yourself on. But that's the question you should ask yourself, like, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to put in that work? Because when we were in Barcelona, you can see here, we were standing in a circle. I think it was 30 people there. I don't know if you guys ever saw the photo. I can show you guys. This is in it turned out a little different. So this was in Barcelona, a little group. This was in Zagreb, Croatia. So you can just see like it, guys, it was in my mind, guys. Dubai was a desert, guys. If you look at all the visionaries, if you look at all the successful people inside of this world, they had a vision and they stuck to that vision because whatever the mind of man can conceive and bring itself to believe, it can achieve. You get what you think about most of the time, right? So we were in Barcelona. That changed everything for me. This was the first like real convention, right? I put up this tattoo when I heard Alex Morton speaking back then, and I was like, damn, these German motherfuckers, 4,500 people, watch me at some point. Like, watch me. I had that mindset. I was like, watch us. Next event, you will see Netherlands because they didn't even mention us, right? It was like Germany, still like for you as well. I didn't hear them say a lot of Sweden in Rotterdam and stuff, but it's time to make sure that people will Will here, Sweden. Will here, Denmark. Will here, Finland. Will here, Norway, right? Because that's just the vision that I had. And I didn't care what anybody else said, right? I didn't care, but I was already visualizing at some point they will say Netherlands. At some point, when you look inside of the chairman leaderboard, you will see that freaking Dutch flag. But I had to work hard, right? Then we started doing tours, right? We started doing tours. We started having a bigger team, as you can see right here. And we did. I just showed the plan so many freaking times, guys. At some point, I slept more in the Tesla of my mentor every single day than I slept at home. Should you be this like obsessed as me? No, you shouldn't be. You don't have to be. But this is what I wanted, right? This is what all the big people did. This is how Inky Johnson struggled. This is how Michael Jordan struggled. This is how hard they worked because the work works. But work harder on yourself than you do in your business. Very important. But don't forget, some people use personal development as an excuse to not getting to the work because your next level is in the work you're avoiding and also in the language of the universe, God, whatever you believe in, that you are ignoring. Because inside of you is a source that is talking to you every single day, that's telling you exactly what you should do. And most people feel bad, most people get depressed, most people feel lazy because they just don't do what they could do every single day. You know, Lika, she was a P150. She's almost P5000 right now. My mentor back then had an organization of 300 people. It's 1,000 right now. And we did it week after week after week after week. You know what the funny thing is? Inside of all these months, guys, almost nobody joined the business. Almost nobody joined the business. Like from this whole room, I remember back then in Rotterdam, I think 3 people signed up. This room, nobody signed up. These events right here, both of these, every event, like maybe 1 or 2 people joined the business. Then after that, they maybe even quit or did like a refund. But that's the thing. Like sometimes you work so hard, and it's like this catapult, right? That's pulling you backwards and backwards. But at some point, it will go. Because back then I hit P5000 the night before Zurich. I hit it the night before Zurich, and I was already exhausted back then. But understand, first of all, consistency compounds, guys. You don't have the big results maybe after 1 year, after 4 months, 5 months. You know, what I've always been seeing is you're always planting seeds, giving it water, but there's always a fruit coming from every single seed. Always. I've never seen anybody not get successful, not having their fruit from their seed unless they quit the business. That's a fact. I've never seen somebody that didn't achieve something that was in their mind since they won. So speak your goals into existence, right? And understand, like I said, that the conventions change everything. You can't see it, right? But I couldn't see chairman. You know, the funny thing, when I hit chairman, it didn't feel different because I already hit chairman 10,000 times in my mind. If you visualize something, visualize it so many times that you start crying about it. I cried so many times about my chairman, but I got emotionally involved with what I want to achieve. And this is very important. Guys, last 2 to 3 weeks, I had so many anxiety. I had so many suicidal thoughts. I had so many hard moments. I was on my own walking in the woods for hours, but I didn't give up because in the end of the day, your thoughts, your mind, your ego, your old self is not who you really are. It's just the programming that tries to get us away from really become the person that we can become. Because don't just understand, a burglar will never go into a home where there's nothing valuable inside of that home. So the devil will never get into a person where there's no value inside of that person. Every single person on this call, just understand this. I believe this. Every single person on this call, every single person on this planet is born to be rich, is born to be successful, is born as a chairman or a chair lady. There is a chairman or a chair lady inside of every single person on this call. If you believe it or not, I don't care, but I believe in it. I'm just a normal kid, guys, from Netherlands that just had a vision, just had a goal, and was able to go after it, right? So I remember it was 2021. I got recognized on Alex Morton's story as a P150, and now 2 years later, I get recognized on his story as a Chairman 10. And that's the whole thing. The whole point of my training is understand that it takes time, guys. But you know, the destination is a journey in the end of the day. It's all about the journey. I did go through suffering. I did go through doubt. I had a lot of pain. You won't have the same journey as me. Will probably be nothing the same, right? But just understand that if you want something, what you want wants you as well, right? What you want wants you as well. And you have the opportunity right now, right in front of your freaking face. You have you have it right in front of your face. What you have right now is probably something you prayed for 1 year ago, because you wouldn't start with this business for jack shit. You wouldn't start with it, right? The reason why you got started with this business is because we take choices. We make a choice based on our emotions, and our emotions guide us, right? It's our intuition. So if your intuition told you to join this business, have faith in it, trust it, and know that it's the right place. It can take 4 years or 5 years. It can take 8 years to become Chairman 10. But who cares about that? Who, like, how many people that are like 30 or 40 can retire their parents? In Netherlands, most people make 2,300 euros a month. I make more money, like much more money than my parents and Judith's parents both together, which is pretty crazy, right? They did schools for years after years after years. But you just gotta understand, that's something I want to end the call with, is you just have one life in the end of the day, right? You only have one life. And it's just a question you should ask to yourself, what is it that you want to think about when you are laying on your deathbed, when you are 90, 95, or 100? Do you want to have regrets because you didn't do everything you wanted to do? Or can you say like, hey, I'm proud of the person that I am. I'm proud of everything that I did. I'm proud of all the people that I've been able to help, all the places that I could see, and then you will have peace. And I think that to me is heaven, right? Because hell is when you get up and God shows you the person that you could have become, the places that you could have seen, the people that you could have helped. And I just don't like that, right? Life is just a game in the end of the day. It's different levels, right? At some point, you know, you have the end boss that you have to go through. It's just a game, guys. You just have to keep on going. It's super simple to say like that. Yeah, but bro, keep going. It's not that inspiring, but it is what it is. It's just like that, right? And that's what you will see with all the people that get successful inside of this business, is they just do the right thing and they never quit, right? So I hope that I could inspire you with this story. Sorry that I didn't have the highest energy. The Road to Chairman 2.0 will come soon, because it's too long of a story to share all the nuggets with you guys. So if you want me on a call, maybe sometime later to do the 2.0, to have the rest of the story, because I have a lot to tell you as well, then please let me know. I want to really thank you all. I really appreciate every single person that is inside of this call, taking its time and energy to listen to me, because for me, this is just a dream come true to be able to inspire people from all over the world, right? I said to Emil I was only going to do 30 minutes for the call, but I really felt like doing more. I feel good, to be honest. So, Anwar, bro, I'm going to give the word back to you. I love you. I appreciate you, bro. Super proud of you. I saw Philip was on the call as well. Love you as well, bro. Probably see him in Dubai in a couple weeks. So, I want to see in Budapest all of you guys. If you see me, please come to me. I'm nothing better than you. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you are struggling with mental health and all that stuff, please let me know, because I rather listen to somebody's story, right, than go to their funeral. So I want to see Sweden there. I want to see all these flags, the Norway flags, Finland, and all this stuff. And I can say that I'm truly blessed. I'm filled with love, and I love you all. Appreciate you all. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you so much, Luke. And this is why we honor you. This is why we love you and we admire you. And we want to really congratulate you for actually, hitting Chairman 10. You're not hitting Chairman 10 only for Netherlands. You're hitting Chairman 10 for iMastery Academy. And we are so happy. And you're always coming in with value. And I remember the very first time I got to speak with you in Zurich. it was right after you popped your P5K, and we sat for 30 minutes, and I really got to get connected with you and really get to know you in a deeper level. And also through your struggles, it has been something that I can relate with as well, and not only me but so many other people. And you were really there, you were really there for me, you've been there for so many people. And it's the day when I got to hear you popping P5, you popping Chairman 10, you really helping so many people, create the life that they truly desire. I'm so happy because, as you always say, help people have a good life, and God will give you the good life. He will help you get to the point so you get a good life. And this is what you've been doing. You've been serving so many people, and it's time for God to serve you. And it's one of the biggest things. I was thinking about it. One of the biggest learnings I got from you was, where the blessing is already created. It is already created. You just need to get to the level where you can obtain it, and you have obtained it now. And we in Scandinavia, we are so happy and grateful, and you already see everyone dropping hearts in the chat, and we are gonna continue doing that for all the time. And I cannot wait to see you soon in Budapest, and traveling the world together. And once again, congratulations, and thank you so much for taking your time to hop in for a full hour when you're not on the best level. You had the energy, bro. You had the energy, and we got value out of it. So, with that being said, guys, I want you guys to really thank Luuk, really give him the love on social media, and we will see him walk up on stage soon in Budapest. So, with that being said, guys, take care, and nothing can happen till you swing the bat. Talk y'all soon. Ciao.